Longhorn fans, Sooner Nation, welcome to episode 187 of the Boomer Bevo podcast, the only podcast exclusively dedicated to covering the greatest rivalry in college football, the University of Oklahoma and the University of Texas. I'm here with my man, Kevin Miller. I am John Whitson. Kevin, this is the Texas 2025 preview show. We will not be discussing the gambling habits of 18-year-old John Mateer on this episode. Don't bring it up. I don't want to hear anything about it, Kevin. I know Texas has been salivating over the fact that y'all might be able to suspend our star quarterback, the one likely to defeat y'all the second Saturday in October. It's not going to happen. I don't need it from you. Any little bit of it. Venmo is a joke. I don't even want to talk about it. Are you good with that?
I'm good with that, except the part about us being defeated by John Mateer.
You will lose to John Mateer.
No, we're not right about John Mateer.
You will lose to John Mateer.
Respect. With that being said, I do think this whole thing is a joke. And it's just showing us that we need football games to start.
It's an absolute joke. When I first saw it, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I just thought it was just like normal stuff.
Lock your Venmo, though. Put your Venmo to private.
Well, I don't even know why you write. I don't even know what's funny about sports gambling, honestly, to write it down. But I guess
neither do I. Yeah.
I tried to find the joke in it. I couldn't figure it out. But whatever. That's 8. Dude, he was like 18.
I agree. Yeah.
Kids are stupid. They don't have a fully formed brain.
No, not at all.
And then you give them a cell phone and they get to act stupid.
Correct.
All right. Anyway, that's number one. Number two, I wish we were discussing the signing of 4-star Jake Cruel, whose signing, or not signing, but commitment was live on the Pat McAfee show. How legit was that, Kevin?
Well, congrats on the pickup.
Dude,
chose OU over Texas.
We needed it, bro.
You had to have it. We in our last episode, we talked about OU recruiting and where it's going, and you guys needed a big win, and you got one. So congratulations.
Big win over you and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
On the Pat McAfee show, which I just think is huge. I don't know what kind of sway this kid has that merits him a commitment show.
He's a borderline 5-star talent. So.
Number nine in his position in the country.
Yeah, depending on the service. I mean, I think Rivals has him as a legit 5-star.
ESPN has him at a 5-star. I know that. 247, which is what we typically reference here, has him at a 4-star, but ranked higher than Bo Bentley. So, whatever that means. I wish we could discuss that more. But Kevin, this is the Texas preview episode 2025. I do not want to I do want to shortchange the Shorthorns, but I will not.
Shorthorns, you're above that.
Hey, I do a pretty good job of not referring to y'all as the Shorthorns. I just thought it was a nice segue. Shortchange the Shorthorns.
I just feel like there's so many things you can do to make fun of us.
Shorthorns. There'll be plenty.
Shorthorns. I mean,
okay. All right. Fair enough. I retract that. You're right. Hey, just real quick before we dive into this, and what we're going to do, Kevin, is we're going to talk about some notes from fall camp. We're going to talk about the depth chart. We're going to talk about your schedule. We're going to pick offensive and defensive MVPs. We're going to do all of that. Just a real quick house cleaning note. Our previous episode, the college football playoff, we were trying out new equipment. It sounded good on our end, but then we've got some feedback that on the podcast side of things, if you're listening to us on a Spotify or the KREF app, that the podcast did not sound good. We checked it out, and it did. It sounded like crap, and I apologize. The YouTube is not bad, so if you want to go back and watch us or listen to us, try listening to us on the YouTube. Again, we are. Hopefully, this sounds a whole heck of a lot better. We spent a little bit more money on the setup, tinkered with some levels, got some stuff going. Kevin, what do you think? You think it sounds good so far, right?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right. The University of Texas opening the preseason. The number one storyline is clearly the fact that you are opening the season as the number one team in the country, both polls, AP and coaches poll. You've never been there. Uncharted land for people for a school that considers itself a blue blood. And to be a blue blood and over, 90 years of the AP poll to not be at the top of it, pretty crazy when you really think about it. There's been some teams that y'all have fielded that have been pretty darn good. Not to be number one ever, is this expectation level too much for Arch Manning, for your fan base, for your coaching staff, for the team? Or are they ready to rise to the challenge?
No, I think they're ready to go, man. These preseason polls, I don't think they're putting too much into it. I certainly don't put too much stock into it. What I like about it, what's cool about it as a fan, is the fact that, just 4 years ago, we were 5-7, right?
Yeah, those were the good old
didn't
days.
Look good.
Yep, those were great.
So
I love that.
To go from that and 4 years later be preseason number one just kind of shows how far we've come. But it's how it's about how you finish, and these things always sort themselves out. So hopefully we'll be ready to rock. I feel good about it though.
Well, I mean, you're going to find out. It's going to be a 1 versus 2 game. It has the potential to be the game of the century. I mean, I don't think I'm overstating that. Because anytime you have a 1 versus 2 matchup in the regular season, it tends to be a pretty good game, right?
Yeah, typically those work out.
We've seen them be pretty good games. And we're going to know week 1. We're going to pick that game. We're going to pick the whole season. We'll get to it. Let's start with the next best or the next top storyline from camp. It's Arch Manning, Kevin.
It's time, man. It's time.
Arch Manning. He's going to be the full-time, all-time starter. We talked about it last episode. Should he have played more over Quinn? That doesn't matter with the conversation we're having. We're talking 2025. The reports from camp are now, rarely do you see negative reports out of camp, but the reports from camp are incredibly positive, specifically with his relationship to Ryan Wingo and Parker Livingstone. Parker Livingstone. Tell us who Parker Livingstone is and why it's important that he has a connection with him.
Well, yeah, 4-star receiver out of the Dallas area.
True freshman?
No, redshirt freshman. He played a little bit last year.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He was injured, though. He had an injury that kept him from playing more. So I've been in the system for a year. He's a big receiver, 6'3", 6'4". Really fast, though. Really fast. So we feel like he can help opposite Ryan Wingo be the other real home run threat that we need on the outside. We know about Wingo's playmaking ability. We saw it multiple times last season. Having him on the other side, then it can also open up things in the middle of the field for, of course, DeAndre Moore and the tight end Jack injury. So,
okay, so I'm going to bounce over to the depth chart real quick just to find out where he fits in, because so we can just kind of talk about that. So if I look at the wide receiver depth chart, according to our lads, which is pretty good stuff. I mean, I think they do a pretty good, effective job of it. It has Ryan Wingo, Emmett Mosley, and DeAndre Moore. Is Parker Livingstone going to start? Is he going to be the 4th receiver, or is he giving a run to Emmett Mosley? I think we can. Yeah, we know Wingo and DeAndre Moore are going to be there.
Yeah, those are going to be the two. But we think that Livingston might be passing up Mosley
in camp by the time we get to Ohio State.
Yeah, that's right. He's been in the system longer, right? Mosley is a transfer from Stanford. Had a pretty good year as a true freshman for them. 50 catches, really good, especially down the stretch last season. But again, Livingston's been in the system for longer, so it's just taking Mosley a little bit longer to get up to speed with the offense. But Livingston, we think he'll be the 3rd guy. Mosley will play, and he'll play a lot, though.
I mean, it's 4 receivers on the field is not a unique situation, right? It seems to make sense. It seems to track. So you're saying the position battle favors Livingstone, but is between Livingstone and Mosley?
That's right.
Who are we leaving out on wide receivers?
Well, I mean, those are the main guys. Sark does not play a ton of guys. We got some talented guys. Jamie French, a 5-star freshman, another 5-star freshman at receiver. So we've got a lot of talent there.
But you're not expecting necessarily to see heavy doses of those guys early.
Correct. Yeah, they'll play. They'll get in the mix. But Sark historically does not rotate his receivers a ton.
I feel like he rotates his running backs a ton. When I think back to Bijan, it was like excessive rotation.
Yeah, that's true. But we had Roschon Johnson, though. It's not a bad guy to help spell.
I know, but I know, we talked about that, but that's fine. Because you talked about that with Herman, right? Biggest deals with Tom Herman.
Well, my biggest thing with Herman is just not playing.
Well, Bijan, but you would also talk about how the receivers would start and then you wouldn't see him for 3 or 4 drives.
Yeah, he would just bring in random. Yeah, his receiver rotation was bizarre.
There was a lot of things bizarre about Herman, to be fair.
The whole era was, man. Again, that's why this number one thing doesn't matter in the long run, but just knowing where we were in the pretty semi-recent past, that's what feels so good about being number one to start the season, just showing how far we've come.
I mean, you're going up against in week one an uber talented team all around, really. But in the secondary, is this compare and contrast what we saw the last time these two teams met, which was the last game of the season for Texas. What advantages have you picked up from on the receiving side of the ball versus their defense, and what disadvantages? I mean, obviously you're losing some big names.
You mean from our receiving core?
On your receiving core.
Yeah, I mean, we lose some experience, right? But I like what we have. And I think the difference between Arch and Quinn is a downfield passing game.
Okay.
Right? We wouldn't take those deep shots a lot. That just wasn't his strength, right? He had strengths, but he had weaknesses, and that was one of his weaknesses, the downfield passing, the consistency with that. We feel like with Arch, it opens up the offense more. Even just having the threat of the deep passing game will open things up. I think you were able to kind of sit on route when you only have the short and intermediate stuff. We relied on the RPO a lot because that was just the best way to get guys open going across the middle.
I mean, when your offense, I think of the Michigan game in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, Quinn was dicing him up. Sark was in his bag, but all of that was under, behind the chains type passing. Like there wasn't a ton of over the top in that first half, if I recall. Was there? Am I missing something?
Right. I mean, really with Quinn, period, it wasn't a ton of that at all. I mean, with Worthy, we hit a couple of those shots, right? The Alabama game, most notably, and, a couple of downfields to A.D. Mitchell, but really it's short to intermediate, a lot of catch and run stuff and a lot of scheming.
But you're expecting Arch to be able to stretch it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
he's just better at that with the downfield stuff.
That's a perfect segue into the next storyline, right? Because if you expect him to want to stretch the field, he's going to need some time. And he's going to get that time from 4 new starters on the offensive line. The projected starters, Trevor Gooseby.
That's right.
Nito Umeozulu.
That's good. We'll take that.
Okay.
That's actually not bad. No, that's not bad.
Cole Hudson.
Yeah.
DJ Campbell. Brandon Baker. Who's our returner? Who's returning?
DJ Campbell
was the right guard last year?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. He's a senior, former 5-star guy. He's in one of those, contract years where he's been okay, but it's like, hey, man, kind of we saw with Alfred Collins last year. This is your last opportunity to really show what you can do for NFL scouts. And we got that consistency from Alfred Collins last year. We're hoping that we get that from him on the offensive line this year because he's a talented guy. Again, a former hasn't been bad, but hasn't been as good as we think he can be. And we're hoping that he really elevates this year.
It's so hard, though, for like casual fans to tell if a guard is good. I mean, we can tell if a guard is bad.
Yeah.
Right. That's easy to see. But to really see if a guard is earning his money in a contract year is really hard for the casual fan. And I'm putting myself in that bucket. What do you look at when you're looking at the guards?
Well, first of all, in the run game, are you moving people?
Okay.
Right? Are you a guy that they run behind? Right? We get down to the goal line. Can we get behind you? Can you clear out a defensive tackle and get us in the end zone? And then, of course, number 2, pass pro. I think that's the easiest way for fans to see, is a guy getting beat on the inside? Does he have trouble with either power or with quickness or with both?
I mean, at a guard, though, he's going up against the big uglies, though, right? And he's not having to block R. Mason Thomas off the edge.
Yeah, no, he's typically. Not really, no.
Unless there's some kind of weird BB stunt or something.
Correct.
Typically, he's going up against Grayson Halton, Dominic Williams, whatever the case may be.
Correct. Those type of guys. David Stone. Yeah. But really, the offensive line for Texas is the biggest concern. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, losing 4 starters.
We
Kelvin Banks, one of the best we've ever had at that position. Right. You lose Cam Williams, just a lot of Jake Majors, just a lot of experience there. The guys that we have back have played. It's not like they've never been on the field before, but they're just going to be playing more. So it's my biggest concern.
Look,
right? I like Gooseby a lot. We're
gonna pick obviously the games. I keep saying that, but I'll just tell you right now, I'm picking them to lose at Ohio State, and this is why.
Yeah,
it's a huge ask for a completely retooled offensive line and a new quarterback to go into the Ohio State and expect to secure a victory. I mean, that's tough.
I do understand where you're coming from. I completely understand. But the thing is, they have the exact same questions. I know they're at home, but they've got a retooled offensive line as well.
How many new starters do you know?
I'm not exactly sure, but they lost several guys.
They lost 14 guys in the NFL.
Exactly. And obviously they've got an alien. They've got a great receiving core. But between the offensive line and a new quarterback, and we have guys who can get after him, whoever the quarterback is. They got new running backs too.
Okay. Let's stay on the offensive side, though, before we jump over to the defensive side. The next storyline is your run, which on paper is incredibly strong. You're returning Trey Wisner, the only 1,000-yard rusher returning in the SEC, one of only about 8 or 9 in the entire country. I did not know that stat before I started looking stuff up today. That's pretty impressive. That shows a level of consistency that you expect. CJ Baxter coming off of injury, I also got, and then you've got Gibson behind him, right?
Yeah, Jared Gibson and also Christian Clark, who's also coming off of a season-ending injury last year in camp.
On paper, though, you like your running backs?
I do.
Do you like your running backs in real life?
I do, yeah. I mean, Wisner, he's one of those guys I think is underrated even by our fan base because he's not dynamic, right? He's not that Jamal Charles who can take it to the house on any play, or even like a Deontay Foreman who was a big running back but that can go 80 yards. He's not that type of player, but he just gets the job done, right? CJ Baxter, incredibly talented guy, but again, coming off a major knee injury.
ACL, MCL, the whole bunch.
One of those, whole thing. Yeah, I think he tore 3 ligaments in his knee. Yeah, so he's been working hard to get back. He was participated in the scrimmage. Heard he looks good, but I don't have too many expectations of him just because he's coming off such a major injury. I've heard good things about Christian Clark. He's coming off an Achilles last year, and we'll see what happens with Jared Gibson. He's got talent too.
Wisner is your J1 starter.
Correct. Absolutely.
Who's the first running back on the third drive of the year when you go to give him a blow?
I think it'll be CJ Baxter.
And he'll be playing.
I think so.
He'll be put in. What do you expect from him in terms of style of game coming off of his injury? Is he going to run it up the middle?
That's what I expect. I expect him to try to be a power back coming off that injury. That's what I expect.
Just because of his size?
Yeah.
Or just because some lateral movement going out wide might not be there?
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above.
Well, I mean, that's and then the last piece on offense, obviously, is Jake injuries. Oklahoma wanted him, or Jack injuries, I'm sorry. Oklahoma wanted him coming out of Stanford? Cal somewhere. One of the ACC schools on the Pac-12 coast. That's a big ask too, though. Like, because you're coming off of 2 years of really good tight end play. Is he another in line? You're saying this is just a reload situation?
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's going to have a great season.
I hope.
Yeah,
not.
I think he's going to be great.
Moving over to the defensive side of the ball, again with the replacements, top 4 defensive linemen gone.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about this last episode. You're in love with your defensive line.
I feel good about it.
Well, you were in love with them last week.
No. I feel really good about it. I basically feel like I felt last year. And last year I was like, we'll see. And I feel like that too, but I'm not down on them.
You're fully bought into the reload situation.
I feel better about the defensive line than I do the offensive line.
Yeah, I think it's easy to do that though, because there doesn't have to be as much coordination.
Correct.
Individuals can just be individual. I mean, you want coordination and they need to be on the same page, but a defensive lineman's job is not going to be dependent on what the guy next to him does necessarily.
Yeah, correct.
Not at least to the same level as an offensive lineman.
Between the coaching that we have, the talent, the amount of talented players that we brought in the transfer portal to the guys that we already have, I feel good about the defensive line, especially the edges. Well. I mean, you know where we're going here.
Well, listen, dude, on the edges, you got Colin Simmons, who could be the best edge in the country. Who are we missing?
I mean,
you've graduated. The guy at Penn State graduated, right?
Yeah, Abdul Carter's gone.
How does he compare with the kid at South Carolina?
I mean, they're equally talented. I think Colin Simmons may be a little more talented. Now, Stewart is bigger though. He's about 6'5", 245, where Simmons is more of a Von Miller type, 6'3", 240 type. But man, he just gets around the edge against anybody. And we talked about this, but to start the season, it seems like every play he was just kind of going around the edge. And I thought, man, eventually teams are going to use that against him, right? They're going to let him get across the edge and run inside. But as the season got on, he got more and more disciplined. I think that's what impressed me the most, is that he wasn't being caught out of position, just getting up the field and losing containment. He really developed that as a freshman. 9 sacks as a freshman, man. The sky's the limit for him, and I think he's going to have a major season this year.
What's frustrating for Oklahoma fan is that he's 1 year behind PJ Adebawore, right?
Yeah.
But he's played one more very productive year, right? He was a true freshman last year, right?
True freshman. He had 9 sacks as a true freshman.
And so what you're going to get versus PJ, where it's like, God, is he going to make that leap? This will be his 3rd season, and you're wondering, will he make the leap at 5-star, has all the physical tools and everything that you want out of an edge. Colin Simmons is giving it to you his freshman year. Yeah. That's what's frustrating about it. And that was Oklahoma. We were in on him, right?
I'm not sure, man.
Never really.
I was really hearing LSU more than anyone else.
Who was the D lineman, though? There was a D lineman
that ended up at Texas?
Yeah.
I remember, Colton Vosick, you had committed for a while.
Well, Vosick's a linebacker, though.
No, he's not. He's an edge.
Oh, is he play at the edge?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, this is an interesting question. Okay, because you're the football guru on this show, right? I'm just the guy that yells a lot. When I'm looking at our lads, they've got a Jack.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to explain Jack and Buck to me, because I was thinking Jack linebacker, but you're saying no.
It depends on the scheme, right?
Okay, but what is theirs? What is Texas?
Have you heard of a strong side and weak side?
Sure. Yeah. From Remember the Titans.
Yeah. So the weak side and it will be like a Colin Simmons on that side.
So is that the short side?
No. It's basically where the tight end is.
So
look at it as
is Colin going to line up opposite the tight end?
It just depends, man. That's the crazy thing. It's hard to explain because defenses are so multiple. And with Colin Simmons, he's going to be everywhere. But usually he's going to be standing up as opposed to being in a 3-point stance.
But they've got him listed as Buck.
Yeah. Usually that's usually your speed rusher.
Okay.
Compared to the guy who is think Mason Thomas versus Ethan Downs last year.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The Buck would have been Mason Thomas.
Is that offensive alignment dependent, or is it just what they call dependent?
I think it's based on the call.
Based on the defensive call, correct. Not necessarily what the offense.
That's right.
They're not okay.
Yeah.
Oklahoma does not have these fancy terms.
What do you call it? Just defensive end? Okay.
I think it's just defensive end.
Every coach it's different. It just depends on who your D coordinator is. It was Jack and Buck when we had Will Muschamp as well. It just literally depends on.
And then on the corners,
you guys have the cheetah.
We're not necessarily. I got you. And we're not necessarily talking about corners, but you have free safety. What is the B? What is the B? Safety?
Okay, you have field safety and boundary safety. So basically, the wider side of the field.
Right. No, I got that. Okay. Yeah, but I've heard that on the corners when they discuss corners.
Yeah.
But on your corners, you have BCB and NB.
You have the boundary cornerback, and then you have your field corner, and then you have a nickel corner.
Okay, so your FCB is your field cornerback?
Yeah, field corner, yeah.
Listen,
that's based on the alignment of the defense.
I didn't want to get in the weeds on that, but I feel like that's more descriptive than what Oklahoma describes there.
Yeah, and again, every coordinator has a different call for it.
I found it interesting that our lads went to that detail, though.
Yeah.
Because it would be really easy just
to... So who does it show? I haven't seen what you're looking at. So who does it show as a boundary corner?
Malik Muhammad.
Okay, yeah, that would be right.
Is that right?
Yeah, who does it show as a field?
Jalen Gilbo.
Okay, yeah, and there's
which just makes me think about Gilbo Street in San Antonio. That's all I think about. Yeah. What was on Gilbo? Give me a reference.
I don't know specifically. I remember where it was at.
I can get there.
Side off of Bandera and stuff, but I don't remember anything specific on.
Anyway, that's just that's a side San Antonio comment there. Okay, and then you got field safety, boundary safety, boundary corner, and nickel back.
Yeah, so basically, Jahdae Barron was a nickel last year.
Okay, which is our cheetah.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Now we use more of a defensive back. You guys use a defensive back hybrid linebacker type deal.
Yeah.
Now,
when it was Kendall Dolby, it was more defensive back.
Correct. But then you had Dason McCullough, or who else? Omasigo plays there some too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just depends, right? And even with Texas, Barron played that, but then sometimes Barron would go out to corner and we bring Jelani McDonald, who's a safety, and he'd play nickel, especially against a team like Vanderbilt that had more of a power running game with Diego Pablo.
Okay.
So, sophisticated defenses like Oklahoma runs, like Texas runs, it requires players to be versatile. You have versatile players. If you're a versatile player, that's your quickest way getting on the field. And you almost have to be versatile if you want to star in one of those defenses, which is why having players like Jahdae Barron has been so important for Texas, a guy who could play outside a corner. You can put him in a nickel.
Who did he get drafted by?
The Denver Broncos, first round.
He'll be fun to watch.
He will be.
He'll be fun to watch. Yeah. Marvin Mims, I think, is listed as a starter right now for Denver.
Oh, yeah, he's a stud, man.
Oh, he's going to be great. Yeah, he's going to be great. Okay.
Again, I think of Marvin Mims, of course, the 2021 game, those crazy catches. And I know, hurts deep to my soul to think about that. But again, it just reminds me of how far we've come from that. Just looking at the talent. We're talking about the guys who are on the field now. We would have dreamed of having any of these guys that we talked about in 2021. How bad we were defensively. I mean,
on your end,
yeah, on Texas.
Yeah. I'm thinking, we're in the 100s right now.
We're in the 100s on defense in 2021. Same coordinator we have now too.
Yeah, which puts that it's because that you talk about being 5-7. It was the greatest comeback in OU Texas history, but that was to what ended up being a 5-17.
We weren't very good.
So.
But yeah, I mean the rivalry game it makes it not matter.
I'm not taking anything away from it. You know how much I love that game.
Correct.
But
yeah, we just ended up not being, especially defensively. I mean, there's a reason why those deep shots worked, and obviously Caleb Williams had talent, throwing two talented players and guys like Marvin Mims, but we couldn't cover.
I got on here to mention Anthony Hill Jr. We always talk about him, so I want to ask you a different question. Anthony Hill Jr. is a stud. I mean, you can talk about him if you want. But can you give me an underrated player on defense that Oklahoma fan needs to keep their eye out on? We know Colin Simmons. We know Anthony Hill, Muhammad, those guys. Give me somebody that Oklahoma's going to hate next year.
I mean, I'm hoping it'll be Ethan Burke or Jelani McDonald. Jelani, I just talked about him. He's played safety for us. He can play nickel.
Is he the Jahdae Barron, right? Like, kind of?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not sure where he's going to be. Our guys are going to be all over the place this year. And I think because we have a lot of experience back there. So again, guys are going to be just kind of moving around. And I think we're going to have a lot of looks.
So you're saying if you're an OU fan, look out for McDonald.
Yeah, Jelani McDonald.
He's the one you want to cuss.
Ethan Burke can become a more consistent player on the edge.
We didn't mention Taffy.
Yeah, Michael Taff, I mean, he played well against you guys, had a sack on Michael Hawkins too. Talented player, a lot of experience. So, yeah, man, he's just a really good one.
Okay, let's get to the schedule. Let's go ahead and pick. Let's go ahead and pick this out. All right, we got 12 games. I already told you I'm going a loss against Ohio State. These are straight up wins and losses. We'll pick the spread during the season, but we're going for the end of the day. What's their wins and losses? So, but for reference, I'll throw out a couple spreads when we have them. You actually are a 2.5-point dog at Ohio State, which I think makes it a pick 'em, right? When you're on the road like that.
Yeah, on the road, for sure.
I told you already, I have a loss. I'm worried about your offensive line opening up against Ohio State at Ohio State and the communication that's going to be taking place and all of that. That's my biggest concern for you guys. You bring up a really good point about Ohio State being in the same position, but they're at home. The crowd's going to be a little quieter when they have the ball. Communication should be a little smoother. Anyway, I think when I say it's a loss, dude, it's a pick 'em. Like if I'm putting a score on it, I'm saying 24-23. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I might take Texas to cover the 2.5 when we get there, but I do think they're going to lose the football game.
Okay.
What say you?
I think they're going to actually beat Ohio State, and I think the defense is going to be so good. I think they're going to confuse their quarterback and get consistent pressure on him. So I think they get the job done. Now, I don't think it's going to be the prettiest game offensively for either team. I think it's going to take this Texas offense a few weeks to really get going. But I think once they do, they'll be fine. But I think the defense will be so good and lead them to a win.
So
in Columbus.
Do you think Texas's defense is better than Ohio State's defense?
Yes.
Even they're returning a big time dude though, right?
Caleb Downs, he's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's incredible. Yeah.
So they got dudes. They're Ohio State, but you feel like Texas has a better defense, and that's why you're picking them.
Correct.
San Jose State, win.
Yeah.
Win. Remember Oklahoma went to UTEP.
We played there too back in, I think, 2009. Colt McCoy.
Yeah, Landry Jones, I think, went to. Did Landry Jones go to UTEP? Or
did he? I don't remember you guys playing there for whatever
reason. We went there. It was terrible. It was like a 9:00 kick. It was just a terrible situation.
They're just weirdly placed in the Mountain Time Zone.
Yeah, it's odd. You ever been to El Paso?
I have. My brother-in-law was stationed there, Fort Bliss.
Oh,
so
really?
I went there a few times. Yeah.
One time we took a plane there, and they couldn't take off because it was too hot.
Oh wow!
Because a jet engine needs to be able to compress that. You need cold air to run a jet engine.
Yeah.
That's how that works. It inducts cold air and then expels hot air. The air wasn't dense enough because it was so hot. It was like 121 on the tarmac.
Sheesh, I'm sure I imagine that happens in Phoenix too.
I imagine it does, but El Paso's hot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
All right. Anyway, that's it here or there.
But yeah, UTEP. I mean, let me just say that I don't like our schedule in our non-conference. Obviously, Ohio State makes up a lot of it, but
no, it's terrible
for going to home games, right? I mean, we're talking about San Jose State, UTEP, and then followed by Sam Houston. Not a great
it's terrible
home stretch.
I feel like either it's the playoff or going to the SEC, but it is. We talk about this all the time. You want a 9-game schedule.
Yeah,
give us a 9-game schedule because then one of those is off. San Jose State, or maybe you play UTEP and Sam Houston because they're state games.
Yeah.
And that's fine. They're 2 throwaway games. Okay, whatever. But then you're going to have another home game of somebody that's worth a flip.
Correct.
I can't stand it. Look at Oklahoma, though, dude. We're going to Temple. I mean, how stupid is that?
Yes. Going to Temple.
And people are like, oh, it's going to be a great road trip. It's in Philadelphia. Okay, well, then explain to me why tickets are like less than $20 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Temple.
It's going to be a lightly attended road game.
Yeah.
Now, it'll be cool to play in Lincoln Financial and Philly. I didn't stop in Philly on this road trip I took a couple weeks ago, but we drove through. Looks awesome. It's a great sports town.
Are you going?
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to spend it. Go Temple?
I know. There's no historical. I mean, obviously, Philadelphia has historical. I mean, you're a history buff, so.
Oh, if I was going to Philadelphia, I just would want to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right? Just to go. I'd go on the National Treasure trip. I don't know if they've got that, but I bet they do. Like a National Treasure tour.
Movie, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's one of those movies that when it comes on, you just watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what else comes on? You just watch it. This has nothing to do with anything, but it was like Sunday afternoon. It's always on Sunday afternoon. It's A Few Good Men.
Oh yeah.
God, it's so good. I eat my breakfast 500 yards away from a. Anyway, so good. Okay, where were we? UTEP, Sam Houston.
Yeah, obviously wins. This is when it gets interesting. It gets interesting here.
Okay, I told you from the beginning that I wanted to pick a loss here. And I obviously I'm going to be rooting for Lagway. I think Lagway's a great quarterback.
Florida, by the way, for those listening.
Sorry, Florida. We're talking about Florida, the Florida Gators.
In the swamp.
In the swamp in September. Oh, it's in October, actually. October 4th. So it might be a little cooler.
Week before the Red River Shootout.
Might be a little cool, but it can still get hot down there. What are we talking about?
It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid.
It's going to be miserable. And hopefully it's a 2:30 game. I want to pick Florida. I look at the spread, though. It is a 21.5-point spread. Nobody believes that Florida can beat you guys. I can find 2 other losses that gets me to 9-3. So I gave you a win. But I do think this is a dangerous game where it's adding the schedule, coming off of 3 crappy games. Now, maybe you build some momentum and some cohesion in those 3 crappy games. But the step up in competition is huge from Sam Houston to at the Swamp, regardless of how good Florida is.
Yeah. I think this is going to be an interesting game. That atmosphere is going to be insane. It's going to be. Now, thankfully, would have already played at Ohio State, right?
Yes.
Because they have a very loud stadium. But I think the Swamp's going to be even louder than Columbus is for that game.
I think the Swamp will be, and it'll be miserable too.
Yeah. The conditions aren't going to be great. But yeah, so thankfully we'll already be tested there. But I got us winning that game. But it's going to be a tough one, though, because they play a physical style of football. They do have talent, right? They recruit it very well. And But the stretch for Florida too, right?
Yeah, but they're at the beginning of it when they play Texas. They're not going to be beat up, right?
Let me check on that, because
do they have an early game?
They've got the hardest schedule, I believe, in the country, right? Oh man, by the time they played Texas, they would have already played LSU and Miami. Now they do have a bye though before, but they play LSU September 13th, and then they play Miami September 20th.
Here's the only thing I'm going to say about that is what I said earlier is you guys are going to come out of the bat playing Ohio State. So win or lose, that's going to be a great test. But then you're playing three bums. Like you're playing 3 30-point spread games where you expect to win every game 42-10.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's no way around it.
And so San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston.
To be able to flip the switch back to Florida, I won't say it'll be easy, but Florida will be battle tested with a week to rest. I just think it's unique in the schedule. And then you're looking ahead to OU. Because if OU beats Michigan, OU's going to be ranked. Like they're already ranked in the AP poll. But if they beat Michigan, which I think they will, there's a potential that OU's in the top 10 by this point in the season. And so you're looking ahead to OU. I don't know. I'm nervous about it for Texas in a good way. But I'm nervous about it for Texas, but I do have them winning. All right. I know what we're picking, right? So this is the Oklahoma game down in Dallas, Texas on October 11th.
Yeah, good old Red River shootout, man.
You're going to lose that game. Sark is not going to get a back-to-back win in this series, maybe ever. And I don't think it starts with this one. So I've got a loss for the University of Texas in Dallas, Texas.
That's not surprising.
No, it's not surprising because it's correct.
No, it's not.
It's not surprising because it's facts.
We're going to get y'all. We got this.
Listen, this is the whole point of this podcast is this incredibly important game, maybe the most important rivalry game in the history of the sport. And the reality is it's a toss-up every year.
It is.
It's a toss-up every single year. The 2 wins you have been very impressive, but you have to agree 2 of the worst teams in Oklahoma history, especially at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so bad. We rolled a tight end out in 2022. Yeah. And then in 2023 and 2024, we still don't even know what the heck happened in terms of just, they could write a book about the train wreck of an offensive season that was.
Yeah.
So again, when Oklahoma is good, Oklahoma has been incredibly competitive in this game to the point of winning 2 out of the last 4.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is, right? I mean, we were horrible for a whole decade and the game was always competitive.
It was always competitive.
Yeah.
Baker lost you in 2015. That was a college football playoff team.
We were 1-4 going into that game.
Yeah, and they were a college football playoff team that lost. So, look, I know it's going to go crazy. You cannot pick Oklahoma. I cannot pick Texas. Okay, so that's a win and a loss. All right, now things start to get a little more interesting. At Kentucky.
Win.
I got to win too. Is Kentucky going to be any good this year?
I have no idea, man. I mean, I like Mark Stoops as a coach, but I just don't know what the talent's like.
So Mark Stoops could have gone to A&M. Do you think after last year he regrets not going to A&M?
Maybe. But, man, A&M, it's just –
Well, I wouldn't want the headache of A&M.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, A&M's a crap hole, really. You're making a ton of money.
Yeah.
And they're happy when you go 9-3. Everybody
but it's
thinks
so interesting with them, right? Because they just haven't been able to figure it out despite putting everything into it.
Oh, we're talking about A&M right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, back to Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky.
It's just –
Yeah. And then, they become a school that they'll recruit some players, they'll develop them, and then they're gone in the portal.
Oh, yeah. And it's been that way. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's got to be hard to compete at Kentucky.
So it'll be interesting going on the road there. Another SEC road game. Those games can be tricky, especially coming off of the Red River game, right? It is a classic trap game. But I just don't think they have enough talent top to bottom. But, I mean, we've seen Kentucky. They almost beat Georgia, right? I mean, they got to be ready to play. I'll say that.
I said this earlier about an SEC schedule. What we learned last year is there is not a team in the SEC that you can walk in expecting to win the game.
Yeah.
You have to show up. Now, if you show up and you have your A game, Texas wins this game 10 out of 10 times. Yeah. But if you show up flat at all in Kentucky, I mean, it can happen.
Correct. They can hit a couple
That's
big
all
plays.
I'm saying is it can happen.
If you throw a couple picks, have a couple fumbles.
It's not going to happen, but it can.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, the worst team in the SEC?
Probably.
Who's going to play quarterback for them? Do you know? I don't even know.
Does they have a kid from, what's his name? The kid who would transfer from Baylor?
Still?
I think he's still there.
Is it Shapen?
I forget the kid's name. I think that's him. I don't know.
I don't know either.
They're not going to be good.
They're not good, but you do have to go on the road.
Correct. Cowbells.
That's one of the weakest things about the SEC is the cowbells, right?
It's loud. I can't imagine how it sounds in person.
I bet it's annoying.
I'm sure
I bet it's the most annoying thing. You know, I was at I went to a gymnastics meet. I think I told this story before, and it was Florida.
Okay.
And we sat right next, the Florida fans, like the parents and the whatever, and they kept doing the gator chomp.
Okay.
No, they were actually, that was annoying, but even more annoying was Pig Suey.
Oh yeah.
Let me retract that. Florida was annoying, but it was Arkansas. That's right. Doing Woo Pig Suey after everything, like everything. It was, look, I'm sure Boomer Sooner gets annoying.
I was going to say,
I'm sure
that's how fans, other people play.
Yeah, but dude, Woo Pig Suey, it's just an annoying sounding word. Anyway, we'll get to Arkansas. All right. Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia talking a lot of trash. Thinks they're going to beat Tennessee. You got some moxie with him at quarterback. They got a little momentum after beating Alabama.
This is a tough game for Texas last year on the road.
It was a tough game on the road.
Legit 4-quarter game.
It was absolutely. It was a 4-quarter. Now, you won the game. You were pretty much in control the whole game, but you did have to play it from beginning to end. Is there any way Texas loses to Vanderbilt at home?
I don't think so. I mean, first of all, I'm a Pavia guy. I think he's great. I like his attitude, all that, especially for a school like Vanderbilt. Exactly what they need.
I think it's a bad spot for Vanderbilt, too, because your last home game would have been October 4th, and then it's now November 1st.
Yeah.
So the
crowd's going to be ready.
Especially if you've won a handful of those games,
yeah.
Then I think it's a bad spot for Vanderbilt. It's a bad spot to have to go play Texas anyway at Texas, but
I don't see it, man.
All right.
Shout out to Pavia, though.
Okay, this is your big boy matchup. You're 0-3 against Georgia. Or 0-2? What are you?
0-2.
0-2. You're 0-2. Yeah. They were your only two regular season, or your only regular season loss, and then you lost in the SEC championship game. Different teams, different quarterbacks. Yet at the same time, Kirby Smart isn't going anywhere. Georgia isn't going anywhere. In a lot of polls, Georgia's being picked to beat Texas in the SEC championship game. I picked Georgia to kind of be there and win that again, just because I need to see somebody unseat them. My question for you is, does Texas unseat them? This is at Athens.
I think Texas loses this game. Yeah.
You got a lot. Me too.
Yeah.
The current line is -4.5. I don't know how you can predict that at that point.
Yeah, it's so early, right?
That's an early
for betting purposes, right? For those of us who, well, not us.
Yeah, but you're not putting money on it.
No.
Hey, what's Mateer putting on it? You think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is Mateer playing the 4.5 this early? I don't know, man. I think you lose, and I think it's largely because you're on the road. I think Georgia's probably an awful place to play when they're rolling.
Yeah, and they were so motivated playing Texas last year. I mean,
they're going to be motivated again.
Correct.
But is Texas the most hated? Is Texas right now the most hated team in the SEC?
Probably.
I think you are.
I'm okay with that.
No, I think you are.
Yeah, I'm okay with that though. That's fine.
All right, Arkansas.
That's a win, man. They
got their quarterback returning, and Pittman's coaching for his life.
Yeah, and of course, Petrino on his day can come up with a good scheme. I don't think they're talented enough.
No.
Yeah.
No, they could beat Oklahoma State last year.
Seriously.
Let that sink in. They lost to Oklahoma State last year. And then, hey, here's the grudge match. A&M, you get to host them first time in about 12 years, them coming down to the 40 acres. You physically dominated them last year. I don't know what's changed on the Texas A&M side of things. People love their quarterback. I don't know what there is to love about him. I'm not impressed with the A&M quarterback. What's his name?
Marcel Reed.
I'm just not impressed with him. I think he's just a dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough yet. I'm not out on him, but yeah.
But you're not.
I just don't like their.
He's not. Well, real quick. He's not Nussmeier.
No.
He's not Lagway.
No.
He's not Lenore Sellers.
Oh goodness, no.
He's not John Mateer.
No.
I don't think he's Arch.
No.
So already
is he Pavia?
I don't think he's got the moxie that Pavia has.
Exactly.
He seems like kind of a I don't know. It's just an uninspired.
Yeah, I mean, and I just don't. From what I've seen so far, I don't like their scheme. I do. Obviously, they have talent. They always have talent.
But look at their scheme last year, man. They couldn't even move the ball on y'all at all.
No, they get to the goal line and couldn't punch it in.
Their defense, I guess, was pretty stout.
Yes,
but
they were solid defensively, and they probably will be again because they have talent over there. What's their offense going to look like?
I don't.
Are they going to be able to get the ball to their receivers? I've got that as a win for Texas.
Okay, so you've got one loss.
Yes,
11-1. I got you 9-3. 11-1 is going to send you to the SEC championship game. Let's just call it right now. Are you going to win the SEC championship?
Yes.
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 Emphatic.
I feel good about it.
Okay. Wow. Obviously, I do not have you winning it at 9-3. I think you're sneaking into the play. I think you might be sneaking in the playoff though at 9-3.
Okay, you think so?
Well, here's the deal. If I think there's a scenario, well, in my scenario, OU could be not, and we're going to pick OU next week, could be 10-2, 9-3, depending on what I pick. If OU beats Texas, then I think OU sneaks in. If Texas beats OU, then I think Texas sneaks in.
I'm annoyed that Texas didn't win it last year. I'm not mad about it because again,
the SEC championship.
Yeah, that game, that one frustrated me more. The game in Austin was really interesting because first of all, with Georgia, they become a team that kind of plays up and down to its talent. Man, they were. I mean, I went back and I watched it. They were flying around. I mean, some of the stuff they were doing defensively. You had a bunch of high 4 and 5-star athletes that were playing
that hard. That looked like them. Yep.
I mean, we had no chance, man.
How many series did Quinn have before they put Arch in? 3 or 4?
Probably 3 or 4.
And then Arch looked overwhelmed.
Correct. Yeah, he was not at all.
And that was with an experienced offensive line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kirby he can coach some defense.
Correct.
And that again is what now you don't have to go up, going back to Ohio State, you don't have to go up against who's the guy that just left? Jim Knowles. You don't have to go up against Knowles, so that you're not quite sure what you're going to see there. You think they're going to be talented.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, real quick on Ohio State. Matt Patricia.
Is it Matt Patricia with the pencil? Is he going to have a pencil in his ear?
Probably. He's our defensive coordinator. I have no idea what to expect from them defensively. I mean, I don't even know where to start.
It's Matt Patricia and Josh McDaniels, right? Yeah. Came out of that. And they've been terrible on their own.
They have. They've really struggled.
And then do you remember when they brought Matt Patricia back and made him the offensive coordinator? Was that the dumbest thing you've ever seen in the history of the world?
Completely.
I don't think I've ever seen anything stupider at the NFL level.
I couldn't believe it.
He was terrible.
Of course he was. So
I don't know what to expect from him. And I don't know why an Ohio State is hiring a Matt Patricia.
Neither do I.
You've got Ryan Day, he's now experienced. He's won a national championship.
Correct.
He can go take not necessarily a flyer, but he can go get any coordinator he wants.
Much, yeah, most.
He can get any coordinator he wants outside of Jim Knowles, apparently.
He could have got maybe a good linebackers coach in the NFL.
He could have got a D-line coach that you really like down in the SEC that maybe can help you with whatever. You could spend the money. Ohio State has the deepest pockets in the country. And you go with Matt Patricia. It's just a weird hire.
Yeah, very interesting. The Chip Kelly thing made sense last year.
Well, Chip Kelly's had success.
Yes, it's Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly's had success running his own team, running his own offenses. His offenses have demonstrated success. Matt Patricia was not the defensive coordinator at New England. Clearly.
No.
It was Belichick.
Yes.
And so it's weird. Whatever.
So I have no idea what to expect from.
Well, you know what? I might have to rethink my pick. I did not realize Matt Patricia was the defensive coordinator at Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
They've got dudes, but I think we can get the job. The Georgia game, though, we were talking about last year's game, and man, they were so fired up to play. And some of the stunts and twists that they were doing and the way they're moving their guys around
Who does Georgia have before y'all?
Let me pull up the schedule.
Pull up Georgia's schedule real quick.
Quarterback. What are they going to get from Gunnar Stockton? Can they get better play from their receivers too? Because in that Texas game, Carson Beck, obviously he threw 3 interceptions, but his receivers let him down. They were dropping.
In the SEC championship game or
in the game in Austin.
Okay.
But even in the SEC championship, they had drops there too.
Yeah.
Very, very inconsistent play.
Their skill positions have been. They have not had that dude at Georgia
It's been a while.
It feels a 3 years. It's what's keeping them from winning that next title.
Correct. Yeah, because they were so talented on.
So did they win it with Bowers?
Yeah.
See, that's the last dude though that you can really name.
Yeah.
That is to your word, a superstar.
Okay, so here's our whole schedule. We'll just run through it. Marshall, Austin, Pay, Tennessee, fun game. It's in Knoxville. They host Alabama.
That was a great game last year.
Man.
God, that was such a good football game last year. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Yeah. Kentucky. They go to Auburn, which is always interesting. The South's oldest rivalry, as they call it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We'll talk about Jackson Arnold next week when we talk about Oklahoma, but I don't trust that team.
They play Ole Miss. Remember, Ole Miss did beat them last year. And
Austin Simmons played a little bit. He did. He played a series and led him to a touchdown.
Correct.
That was not a high-scoring game, though. That was kind of an old-school SEC slugfest.
It was. Then they play Florida, and then they play Mississippi State on the road.
They get Mississippi State before they play all.
Yeah.
And we all get Vandy at home, I guess.
Yeah. It's even. So, then they, of course, play Charlotte, their SEC bye game, and then Georgia Tech, of course. What a great game between them last year, too.
Am I right that got screwed on a couple calls late?
There is some questionable stuff, yeah.
Man, I was going for Georgia Tech so
me
bad.
Too. Oh, me too. Yeah. I forget if
But it wouldn't have left him. It wouldn't have left him out of the playoff. They still would have made the playoff, right?
Yeah, because probably it still would have been a second loss, but if they would have ended up winning the SEC still like they did, they probably still would have got in. Well, just as a conference champion. So they still would have got in.
Their only no, they had 2 losses, right? They lost to Bama and Ole Miss.
Yeah. Bama and Ole Miss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, last thing for Texas. Offensive MVP. You got some, we just talked about it, got some guys to choose from. Defensive MVP. You got some guys to choose from. Give me your offensive MVP for the year.
Arch Manning. Let's go.
It's going to be fascinating, right?
It really is.
This is the problem on August 13th is we've talked a lot about him to this point.
Yeah.
But it's because of who he is and what he represents and where he's at. And
the hype, remember, the hype for Arch is not coming really from Texas or Texas fans. It's the national.
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I think this year is different.
We're excited about him. But all the stuff you see is on Fox News or, Fox Sports News, on ESPN.
You know what, dude?
We're excited.
We know Sark can develop quarterbacks and call plays when he's on. But sometimes he can be a little off, right? And I think about Quinn's first year with Bijan and how much more help he could have given Quinn by utilizing the running game.
Yeah.
Right? We were critical of him in Quinn's first year.
Particularly in the Oklahoma State game in Stillwater.
That was a perfect example of what we're talking about, right? The wind's blowing 90 miles an hour, and he still wants to be throwing balls all over the field when you've got Bijan Robinson and you're up 2 scores. It just was weird.
It was weird.
I wonder if Sark is going to be cognizant of putting him in good positions,
Yeah.
I mean, he started to do it with Quinn by just not letting him throw the ball. But it took 2 years to get there.
Not having him throw the ball down the field. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. It took him a couple years to get there.
Just call RPOs every play.
All right. Defensive MVP, do I even need to ask?
You do actually, because there's two really good choices here.
Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill Jr.
Correct.
Okay, who is it?
Colin Simmons.
Yeah.
Just the edge position is just so much more of an impact. But here's the thing you have to remember: Anthony Hill had 8 sacks last year at the line as an inside linebacker. I have made this abundantly clear to you on this show. I will talk trash about Texas all day long, but until I see something different, I ain't saying a word about Colin Simmons or Anthony Hill Jr. They're as good a defensive players in the SEC. I mean, you think about when both of us came into the SEC, right? We were weak defensively, both teams. We were not good defensive teams. Look at there's an argument to be made that Oklahoma might have the best defensive line.
in the SEC.
Yeah. Especially, I really like.
And y'all might have, and you might have the two best, and you might have the two best players on defense. These might be the two best players. You know, it remains to be seen what we're going to get out of R. Mason Tom. I mean, I don't think he's going to be Colin Simmons, but I think R. Mason's going to continue to develop.
Well, I think, what do you have, 8.5, 9 sacks too?
Yeah, and I think Kip Lewis is a hell of a linebacker. Yeah. I'm not sure he's Anthony Hill Jr. though. Like,
right. Yeah,
but he's a hell of a linebacker.
Yeah, great player. But yeah, Anthony Hill, it just,
you know, where I think Oklahoma might have the advantages in the secondary. I think we're a little bit more mature, and I like what our secondary is going to look like. I think you're going to see a little bit more from Peyton Bowen and stuff like that. But
I'm so curious about him, what he's going to do this year.
Well, he's got to be better than last year. He's not going to play.
His brother,
he's got to be
a stud,
dude. They say he was hurt. They say he had turf toe.
Okay, all right.
Which tracks with last year because everybody was hurt. So why not?
We talked to kind of like PJ Adebawari. It's kind of, for me, the same with Peyton Bowen. Like,
but he had a good first year, though. His first year was really good.
He forced a fumble on Quinn in the
regular season. Remember how many kick blocks he had, field goal blocked kicks and stuff? So
I guess we just haven't really seen it consistently at safety.
I meant to bring this up earlier, and I should have done it earlier in the show, but in case anybody's still listening, we appreciate you listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. Is The Athletic. Did you see the headline in The Athletic today?
No, let's hear it.
Is Texas college football's new Alabama?
Interesting.
What in the hell are they talking about? What? Look, I think Texas, you've been to the college football playoff 2 years in a row. I think what's your combined record? 23-3 regular season over the last 2 years or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Like, I give credit where credit's due. Texas has been a hell of a team. You haven't won anything yet.
Yeah.
You haven't won anything.
I agree.
How can somebody in good faith even write that?
I don't know. It's. But I mean, you know.
Don't even try to justify.
I'm not. No.
Okay.
Talking about Texas is always good for business, though. It just is. You write the article, you're gonna get Texas fans like, "Oh yeah, we are the new Alabama," and then you get Texas haters like, "Oh, see, there's all this."
I don't even know how you do it. I don't even know how you write it.
I wouldn't write the article.
I mean, that's like asking if somebody's the next Tiger Woods. Like nobody's the next Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Nick Saban had a perfect storm of the rise in the SEC, right? A perfect just recipe that built on recruiting and defense. And, you know, you look at the strength of the SEC now, and I think it's way stronger than it was in 2012, 13, 14, and 15. It was a very top-heavy conference back then.
Correct.
Now, they had some stud teams. LSU was always a stud team. Georgia was a stud team. Tennessee wasn't any good.
No.
Florida wasn't any good during that run.
Not at all.
Auburn had some runs, though.
Auburn was surprising, but they did make that.
But A&M wasn't any
national
good.
Championship game. No, come on.
Arkansas wasn't any good. It was a very top-heavy league that he was able to take advantage of.
Yes.
And then when you're in a 14 playoff, it comes down to coaching. And he's the best coach since ever. I don't know how you could even make that statement about any team until they win 6 national championships.
Correct. Yeah. How about one even?
Let's get one. Let's get one. Yeah. That's like saying is Oklahoma City the new Golden State? It's like, okay, well, we won one.
Yeah.
But we have.
Right. Yeah. You went back to back, then I think you can have the conversation. I think you can legitimately have the conversation if you go back to back. Is this on track to be that?
We haven't talked Thunder basketball in a while since they won a world championship, which was awesome. You were there. Their first game next year is against the Houston Rockets, and one Kevin Durant will be on the sidelines watching us hoist a world championship banner and players receiving world championship rings. Why is the NBA blessing Oklahoma City by putting Kevin Durant on the sideline when that banner goes up?
Well, first of all, from a
and do you think he even makes it, or do you think he's like injured?
He'll play. It'll be first of all, it's a great basketball matchup, first and foremost. But going into that, I don't think he's worried about it.
If you can't see me and you're listening, I got my head in my hands when Kevin says it's a great basketball matchup. Kevin Durant has been on a competitive team since he left Golden State. Proceed, Kevin, by describing this great basketball matchup. We're going to beat him by 30. Okay, Houston is not going to be any good. The Suns weren't any good. Brooklyn was never any good. The only reason he was ever any is thanks to one Stephon Curry. If it's not for Steph, Kevin Durant wins nothing. He's Bernard King. Okay, King is what he is. If he doesn't play for Golden State, it's that simple. I don't even know what we're talking about.
First of all, it's Stephen Curry, not Stephon.
Stephen, right. My bad, Steph.
All right,
I tried to be fancy. That's on me.
He was the best player on those teams.
Oh my God.
Okay. Secondly, I think Kevin Durant is happy with the people of OKC.
I don't care if he's happy or not. What do I care about what Kevin Durant thinks?
Well, clearly you do if you think the NBA is blessing you
by having you
present.
You think he's going to clap his hands?
I'm not saying he's going to clap because he's a competitor, but what do you think he's mad? You think he's upset about Oklahoma City winning, the people of Oklahoma City getting?
I don't care what he feels like. I don't care what he feels. What I'm saying is he did the biggest cowardly move in the history of sports. I can't think of a worse. Can you think of a worse free agent dick move in the history of sports than what he did? No, because it doesn't exist. And then after he wins 2 titles with said already defending championship Golden State Warriors.
They weren't defending, but they had won one.
With the best shooter in the history of the game. You'll agree with that, right?
History of the game. Absolutely.
All right. And then he goes to Brooklyn and does nothing.
Wow.
And then he goes to Phoenix and does nothing. You expect him to do something at Houston after 5 years of nothing?
Yes.
No. Who else is on Houston's team?
Listen, are you serious? You do know they were number 2 seed in the West?
I don't even care what they were. They're going to look right now, August 13th, 8:39 p.m. I'll bet you they don't finish in the top 4 of the West.
I'll take that bet.
What do we want to go? We're going to Coke and a candy bar?
Whatever, yeah.
Write it down. I'm writing it. Dude, he is a cancer. He's a cancer, Kevin. We had the same conversation about Phoenix, and who was right?
Phoenix sucks.
You didn't say they sucked when they got him? You were like, oh, Devin Booker. Or not Devin. Yeah, it is Devin Booker, right?
Yeah.
Booker and him and Deion Ayton and all these guys. You're like, they're going to be studs. No, they were terrible. He was terrible.
He was not terrible.
Kevin Durant was not terrible. They didn't even make the playoffs, Kevin. All you got to be is one of the top 12 teams or whatever to make a playoff.
The situation was horrible. He was not. I'm telling you, he was not.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I know you don't like him, and I get why.
I don't like him. That doesn't have anything to do with the fact that his teams have sucked for the last 5 years.
Yeah, well.
I don't know what the argument is.
Houston is going to be good. They were good last year.
They will not be in the top 4 of the West.
Who do you have above them?
I don't care. I don't know. We're not talking about the other teams.
Well, obviously we are if you don't think they're going to be in the top 4.
I think it'll be Oklahoma City, Denver, Dallas if they can get some things going. I don't know if Cooper Flag's going to be any good or not, but if they can get some stuff going, I don't mind Dallas there. And I don't know, give me another team. Clippers?
Maybe.
I don't trust the Clippers, though.
Yeah,
I don't trust Paul George.
Oh, good, because he doesn't play there.
Oh, has he finally got traded? Where's he at now?
He's in Philly. He was there last year, too.
Oh, not winning any playoff games. Playoff P not showing up.
No, you'd have to make the playoffs to win a game. No, they made the playoffs, but they just weren't good.
They weren't good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Paul George, for thinking you played for the Clippers. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be in the top 4.
They'll be in the top 4. It's going to be great.
I will take a Coke Zero and a Hershey's cookies and cream candy bar, please. And I think I will get it on April 29th. Is that when the season ends?
As will I when Texas beats the Oklahoma Sooners in the Cotton Bowl in October.
Kevin, this has been a great show. It was hard to talk about Texas for this long for me.
Why?
Because they're gross. It's a gross color, a gross team. Sark's a weirdo. Arch is good. I'm going to hate Arch by the time this is all done.
You really are going to hate Arch.
I'm going to hate Arch. I already hate Colton Bostic, and he's not even going to be a starter. I hate all of it.
Why? You should hate Colton Bostic because he flipped from y'all.
Because he trolled us.
I don't think so.
Dude, he was never coming to Oklahoma. You're saying when he committed to Oklahoma, he was planning on coming to Oklahoma.
Why would you go through the trouble of committing?
Because it's Texas. They probably set this whole thing up, dude. They probably set the whole thing up just to troll us.
What a just incredibly narcissistic way of looking at something.
Exactly right. Thank you.
My goodness.
Yes, that's exactly how they
You really
approach
think
it.
Colton Vostok will commit to Oklahoma just to decommit?
Nothing else makes sense. No, what else makes sense? Why are you committing to Oklahoma if you're still considering Texas?
Hey, man, I think he liked Venables, and then he's like, but, I'm from Austin.
Kevin,
my
you
dad
are the
played at Texas.
You are the most naive sports fan that
Seriously?
I've ever been around in my
I'm
life.
just a serious person.
I am Mr. Serious.
Unlike you.
Oh, see, and now it's going off the rails. I was doing fine.
You derailed us. You derailed us.
I did derail us because I can't talk about Texas this long without like imploding inside my body. Hey, great show.
Real quick, and you won a title. Get over it with the Thunder. Get over Kevin Durant. Stop worrying about him. For your own sake.
Kevin, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You're giving yourself.
You know what he said? He said it only took 10 years. It only took 10 years for us to get one. I'll tell you what, it only took him, Stephen Curry, to win 2 titles. Because if he doesn't have that dude, and he doesn't have Klay Thompson, and he doesn't have Draymond Green, and whoever else was on those teams, he does not win a title, bro.
What a cheat code, by the way.
What's that?
You have a 73-win team. A team that legitimately won 73 games.
This is my point.
Him on it?
That's my point.
I'm not talking about even his decision. I'm just talking about how that team ended up.
It would be
be
the equivalent of the Thunder adding Halliburton.
Correct.
Let that sink in. No. And I think maybe a better player.
Yeah, it's like, here's Wembanyama. We're going to put Wemby on the Spurs.
Yes. That's the equivalent. I mean, because how many games did we win last year? The Thunder.
I think 68.
I mean, yeah. Best team in the league, win the title, and then you add, at the time, maybe the best player in the league.
Correct.
LeBron.
Number two.
Yeah, LeBron was still the best
player. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
And that's the only way he wins a championship, Kevin. I don't know why we're still on this conversation. Oh, I remember, because Kevin Durant's from Texas. And you can't acknowledge that somebody from Texas could be so crappy.
Oh, no. I didn't say I like the move. I'm just saying, move on. You got a title.
Dude, listen. Hate doesn't.
You got a title.
No.
I'm not saying stop hating, but just stop stressing over it. Y'all still stressed about it.
I am stressed about it. It stresses me out. Because it was a dick move then, and it remains a dick move.
You're going to drop a banner. Just look at the banner.
No, I'll be looking at KD's face when we drop a banner.
Exactly.
I'll be looking at KD's face because I'm petty, Kevin. All these people are saying get over it, including you. You get over it. Get over getting over it. Because you know what I do? I'm like Baker Mayfield. The chips stay right there, Kevin. The chips stay right there. Me and bake all day. Dude, I'll flip off a Kansas fan. I don't care. I'll do it.
A Kansas fan.
Remember?
I still don't understand what were they thinking?
Well, I don't know what Kansas was thinking, but to be fair, I think at the time Baker Mayfield was like 23 years old and probably had no business grabbing his crotch. Would you agree with that?
Of course.
That was like the dumbest thing in the history.
It was dumb.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. Dumb. And OU fans celebrated that. For the record, I did not celebrate that. I thought it was kind of stupid.
But I mean,
and then after he gets suspended for a series, the worst suspension ever, and you see Kyler Murray run for a 94-yard run against. All I wanted to see was more Kyler Murray at that point. I'm like, leave the guy on the bench. We know we're going to win this game.
It's funny. Everybody saw that. I mean, I guess everybody except West Virginia saw that zone read keeper coming, except West Virginia.
It's a 2-play drive. He gets suspended for a 2-play drive. That tells you all you need to know about Lincoln Riley.
He did not get to be a captain.
And they bring his shirt out like he died. I love Oklahoma, and I love it, and that speaks to what Baker does to his teammates. That they're willing to do something so stupid.
Yeah,
but that was dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know how we didn't. Maybe we did get trolled, and I just didn't pay attention to it. I don't know how that move doesn't get trolled more often.
But for you, Kansas, and again, this is not Kansas with Mangino when they're going to the Orange Bowl. This is not Kansas.
That's not Kansas with Jaden Daniels a couple years ago.
Correct. No, we're talking about 1-9.
Hey, dude, we lost to Kansas last year. I don't know.
Hey, I mean,
I can't talk nothing about Kansas. Or
2021, man, we lost to Kansas twice. Ugh. They almost beat us in the same year. 2021.
I'm glad we're not in the Big 12 anymore, so we lose those stupid teams.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, this has been a great show. Hopefully, I think it will be. The audio will be good. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate every one of our listeners out there. Hey, real quick, this little teaser, Kevin. We will be live in 2 weeks. 2 weeks we'll be live, and we encourage everybody to be at Ed's Chicken Shack in Arcadia. It's going to be awesome. More will follow. We'll hype it up even more on the next podcast, but I just wanted to put that little nugget out there for our deep fans who are still listening with an hour and 10 to go. Kevin, have a great evening. Boomer!
Welcome.